Hello, and welcome to Show Up, Stand Out, Online Visibility Expert Series for Entrepreneurs. My name is Juliet Stapleton, and I would like to welcome you today. My guest here is Sky from all the way from Canada. Sky, how do you pronounce your second name? Oh my God!
Well, everybody says that. It's Marcano. Like a K, but
guys, this is welcome to live television or live streaming. You should, you forgot something. I forgot to ask, how do you pronounce your second name? And I'm dyslexic, so I don't want to get it wrong, right? But that's what you do when it's live. You just wing it and you go. Yeah. I'm running a 15 days live challenge for people who are kind of scared of the cameras, and we're now on day 3 and they're getting better at it, But these are the things that scare people so much on live streaming, is that what do you do if you forget something? Guys, just wing it. It's okay.
Yeah. And it's okay if you're a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous right now, but it's
so
okay.
Nervous. Well, for those of you who can blow this up full screen, you can see when we talk, there's a name that pops up because we're using Zoom. So, guys, Sky Marcalo is an intuitive brand artist and a social media business mentor. I am so excited because we were organizing this for ages and we had to cancel, and now we're finally together and we're finally meeting each other, and we have so much we have loads of things in common. We're in each other's space for a while. We share groups that we're together in, and so we have. I think it's going to be a good one. We are going to talk about brand style, about being authentic, about finding this real soul connection, real alignment with your brand style. I'm so much into it because I think that the more aligned you feel, the easier the whole online marketing and growing your business and delivering and serving your clients. It's just so much easier when you're in that alignment. So but before we go into that, maybe Sky, just sort of tell us your story. What's your background? How did you end up doing what you're doing now? What is an intuitive brand artist?
Well, I did a lot of soul searching after my 16-year career as a clothing designer. So I was like, whoa, and I loved the online space, and I started live streaming on Periscope. So I did like over 400 broadcasts on Periscope, and I was talking a lot about social media marketing. And then I took a step back for probably 6 months, and I started painting art and realizing that alignment wasn't quite connected yet. And as soon as I started being myself and being more authentic, which is like the artist within, and showing people my paintings, I found this instant connection to clients, attracting ideal clients through my art. It wasn't as if I was selling thousands of dollars worth of art. It was more people connecting with me, messaging me, wanting to work with me. And then I realized I'm a true intuitive brand artist. I've been running my own brands and starting my own brands for years, like 16 years in the clothing industry, and I had 2 clothing brands. And that personal brand connection I always had through all of my companies, my businesses. We were always marketing, Sky Marcalo, the designer, the story behind it, why I designed clothing for women, all of that stuff. So I have a lot of experience connecting to your ideal client. So I help people create a gorgeous brand and epic social media content so they can connect more online. So I'm all about content creation and that connection with your authentic self. Like, you can't really force something. The art is just me. It's part of me. It's not forced, right? As an example.
This is what I absolutely love. When you find that being true to yourself and who you are and actually embracing it rather than trying to be something that you think people expect you to be. And this misconception, myself and my husband, we have this conversation, and he says to me, are you talking to people there again? I think that you're all just talking and then you're giving each other money. And I'm saying, no, this is business. He says, I don't know. Business is when you wear a suit and you have your conference rooms. And I'm like, well, the business has a lot of faces, and when it comes to personal brand building, it's a completely different thing than a traditional understanding of what business people are.
And it's almost kind of new. Although I was doing it years and years ago, it is kind of a new concept to connect the brand to the personality. And it's a choice too. Like, some people, obviously, I'm not Coca-Cola, I'm not some brand where you can't see the face behind it. Personal brands, it's the person. It's who are you, and right?
That's right. And also, what works for big corporations doesn't work for small businesses.
No.
And people who build personal brand, they start as a small business. They might go to a medium-sized business eventually. They don't really normally go into, like, unless you are Tony Robbins. But how many of them do we have? You know, we've like, small numbers of those people who can be almost a corporation in themselves, and still it's a personal brand. So we have to think about, you know, who we are. We have to think about and not compare ourselves to these big entities, and they're using marketing strategies and they're using their branding in a different way.
Totally different.
You know,
Totally
so I think what's happening recently is that people are trying to embrace more that personal brand marketing, in becoming an influencer is something that can help you grow your business as a solopreneur to start with, or as someone, you know, that you're building your own presence there and you're connecting through your own personality. And I think this is the biggest asset that we have.
It is.
Yes,
it's awesome.
Isn't it?
It's such a great opportunity for everybody online and being able to, where are you right now? I'm in Canada, you're in
Ireland. I'm in Ireland. I'm
right?
in the middle of nowhere in Ireland, in fact. I am in the middle of nowhere. I'm like in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even in a town. And, you know, and I tell you this, I love the internet because we get to connect and it doesn't even matter. You might as well be sitting here on this couch. So this is what I love, and this is why it's not easy, but it's simple to connect to people globally. So if you are, my story was that I was stuck in this local business and local referrals, and they didn't really, like, there's only as much as you can do. Our area here is very limited in terms of what industries they are. So if you're working with somebody in one industry, you can't be working with their competitors, you know, obviously you're loyal. So you're stuck, you know, and going online and being true to yourself as well attracts people who are just, you know, made for you as clients. So you're not compromising in any way. You're never people pleasing. You're just really being yourself and genuinely giving.
Yes, it's such a freedom kind of feeling. You just feel free, and those people that are meant to come into your life and into your business they will find you. They will be instantly attracted to your, you know, branding, but really it's you.
It's actually, that's exactly what it is. It's you, and because we are all, like, there is no person that's exactly the same, right? Even identical twins have differences, right? So in that way, when it comes to sort of cookie cutter strategies, and, you know, when people come to the online space, it's like a huge learning curve, and then you take courses and you try and do things, and then you get frustrated because they don't work. But the real true secret that I found is that being yourself and going ahead with your own madness works the best.
Yeah, your own madness. That's right. I love it.
Isn't it?
It's so true. The more you can flex that muscle, it's really scary. I mean, 3 years ago, when I decided to get into the digital products and the brand art and all of the one-on-one coaching, it was scary to think that I had to be more visible and put my face really out there and do the videos, do the live streaming. But it's so fun, you guys. If you're scared, you get used to it, and it's just a blast.
Oh, absolutely. But this is what brand style is, isn't it? It's to discover things within you, to see what you are about, and just represent that in a visual way, in the way how you speak. So, you know, you choice of words. And then, you know, obviously you're attracting people who are very connected to you because you're similar on some level. You went through the same experiences. So when you're being true to yourself, you're attracting more of the lovely people who really get you, and you get them.
And you're offering value, you know, showing who you are through value posts, emotional connection. I mean, obviously there's a lot, we could talk about it forever, a lot of different layers to personal branding, and a lot of different tech things too that people get scared of, the tech part of online.
That's true. Yes, the tech overwhelm is a huge thing that can put people off. But I find that, you know, if you're not great with technology, there's always people like myself, like Sky, that, you know, who you can connect to and who can take it off your hands or help you with it, or, you know, teach you, so you don't have to spend years learning and taking online courses.
That's true.
You know, and online courses don't work for everyone, you know, because sometimes people take courses and then they don't implement. I've taken so many courses
about taking
that I didn't
action. I say that in almost all of my posts, and I think, you say that too. you can talk all day about it, but if you don't take action and press the button or post the post or contact the person, you will stay still. It's about taking action, but also taking the pressure off. You can't beat yourself up about it. Everybody moves at a different pace as well, right?
That's so true as well. You said to me that your brand style is just important as the content you publish online. What did you mean by that? What, like to our viewers, how do you relate the two, and what aspects would you say practically they should?
Well, I think like the content is sort of your intellectual expression, and you're going to catch people that are reading your insight, your value, and then the visual is, well, in my opinion, it's probably the first thing you notice in the news feed. So I'm not somebody that's like, your brand images have to be perfect to start an online business, or I don't believe that at all, although I love the whole brand art thing and I offer brand art packages to my clients. It's more about your style and what you take action on, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just start doing it, and then people will start to recognize you in the news feed and go, oh, I really like that picture she posted with that post. And just really, honestly, it's about taking action and just putting it out there. And then your brand image and your brand style starts to evolve because you're evolving as a business owner and a person, right? And then it all comes together, and I think people get really stuck. They don't know where to start with personal branding in their business, but really it's in the starting that creates the clarity.
This is so true, bang on, because you know what? It's very interesting. When you start, guys, and you come to this online space, a lot of noise. And I always say individually, they might be beautiful voices, but when they all speak together, it's a noise, right? So, and then you start getting put off. For example, I personally get put off by expressions. I sometimes get stuck on an expression. For example, strategic connections was the first expression, and I was like, what the hell is that? These are just connections.
That is a bit confusing. Strategic.
Personal branding is the other word combination that sometimes can put you off. You're like, what do they mean? What do they mean? And that's what stops people. And actually, it's just being yourself. But also, what I found practically is creating a couple of things that are recognizable. For example, in my case, it could be my blonde hair. I'm not changing my...
It is your blonde hair.
That's right. Yeah, that blonde girl who does this,
Yeah.
and the backdrop and, certain elements, that people start recognizing you from. I had this scarf. This is actually my lucky scarf. I've started wearing it last year when I started my business.
I almost wore a scarf. We would have looked almost like twins.
But guys, there's another thing about the scarves. Can I just release some of the horrible sides? Yeah. Some of us, when we go live, all of a sudden, that never happens in any other situation, but we start breaking out in hives because we're on live video. And also, I have another problem when my ears turn red. That's a terrible one. So if you see me with the headphones, that means something's wrong.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's terrible because, I did a webinar, and then I realized that halfway through my ear from a lovely kind of natural color turned into really Bordeaux, wine color red. And I'm sitting there with red ears. And that's, of course, my webinar didn't work out because I lost all my selling powers, But this is something that happens. So the scarves is a really, really good way of at least protecting some of the parts.
Yes, and there's other things that can happen too. Like I have a light right here, and then I have this window, and it's so sunny, it's throwing my whole lighting off. But there's nothing I can do about it.
That is so true. That's why I do these interviews are usually an evening thing for me. Well, it's 5:00, but during the morning time where I have so much time and I can go and stream, I have a window that throws so much light that even doesn't matter. The same lamp, everything is the same, but you can see all the sharp shadows and everything.
You can see the window light here.
And you're like, okay, I really, really, truly look my age today.
And I look like I just woke up about an hour ago.
Guys, if you're watching this and you're like, what are these two mad girls are on about? This is what we're just talking about, the reality of being authentic in your online marketing. Because
or the things that the blocks that it's normal to go through.
That's true.
letting go is probably the best choice. Eventually you have to let go if you want to run a business.
You have to remember that there is no failure, right? The failure in itself doesn't exist. There's always just a change of direction. So you can't fail. And also, if you did something that was like just a little bit less than perfect, you know what's going to happen to the followers that watch you? They will love you even more.
Totally.
I had a huge breakthrough once where I did a training video on, there was like a 3 things you need to do online to grow your business. And I was summarizing and I completely forgot what was number 2. And people were watching me live and I started to say to them, come on guys, will you tell me what it was? And they were laughing so hard that nobody could even type what it was, and I completely forgot. Yeah. And it was like the point of the video. That was the point too, basically. So
funny.
What I always take.
It's fine.
Yes, and I actually cut it out, that bit, and I've been playing it occasionally because I want people to get to know me as in a madness moment, not like, polished. Because some people get a wrong impression. They think that if they see you online and you're confident and then maybe you're polished looking or anything. No, it's just... There's light.
Well, also nerves can make you look a lot more uptight than you really are. I know that for me anyway. I can be like really uptight, but really I'm a totally chill, relaxed person. But if I'm nervous or anything, or I'm getting a weird vibe, I mean, also live streaming, it can feel different one day compared to the next too. Like
that's true, 100%. And you know what? We're always, but it's like with everything. Imagine if you ever had a job that you go, in the office, and in the morning you go in and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. But sure, it's the same when you're running your business. Some days you just don't want to do this, but you need to, because when you're running your own business, if you don't do it, nobody will. So you have to be responsible for, any decision that you're making. If you made a decision not to do it, well, then you have to face the circumstances that you did not attract maybe a new client today, or you did not do this and you are suffering. So this is what gets me out of bed in the morning sometimes.
That's
and
awesome. That's motivating. Yeah, I love it. I love
These are kind of like a visibility mindset shifts that we're discussing, even though I forgot to ask you an official interview question, but I think that we kind of naturally started talking about these things. Yeah.
Well, like you were saying a few minutes ago, it's really in the practice. It's like yoga or anything. I say that about art and creativity. When people say, oh, I'm not creative, I'm like, we're all creative. It's how we channel the creativity. It could be, cooking. It could be live streaming. It could be anything. We're all creative. And those blocks take practice to break through, because we're human beings, right? And the practice is what gets us over it, really, honestly. Yeah.
That is absolutely 100% true. I was watching this comedian, American comedian, and I don't know his name. I've never seen him before or after. But what he said, I will never forget. He said, we all suck at everything at the start. And we suck and we suck and we suck, but we continue doing it. So eventually we suck so little that it feels like perfect, but we still continue sucking at it. And I love it, because this is exactly what it is, So just take it with a pinch of salt. Don't be kind to yourself. I always say, be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. 100%.
But what happens when you break through these blocks and break through these limitations, and you go and you do it confidently, is that you don't do it confidently, you do it consistently, because deep inside
you don't necessarily feel like doing it every single day. Yeah, it's true. It's the consistency. Yeah.
When you talk to anybody, and I'm talking about anybody, I'm sure if you talk to Oprah, she'll say, some days I just don't want to go and do it, but what can I do? Because we all feel like this, but we never it just doesn't show, because you just have to do it, right?
Yeah, it's so
part
true.
of the job. It's part of the magic. It's actually part of the magic. So, Sky, what are you up to these days? And do you have anything interesting going on?
Well, I'm actually creating a 6-part branding course, but it's going to be focused on creativity and content creation, with a little, twist to it. I'm doing that. I'm also working one-on-one with clients for long-term. I've decided to take on clients for 3-month periods, because I believe we're talking about habits and all that stuff. I think 90 days is a great time frame to get everything going if you are looking to start a personal brand, or maybe you have a business offline or you work offline and you want to switch over to online. I'm kind of the person to talk to about that. And on the side, as a bonus, I offer my brand art imagery, like all the graphic design, as a bonus to the coaching, the one-on-one coaching. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of, we're in the same sort of space. I also do Done With You because, sometimes a person needs a direction, but sometimes for them to go and learn how to do, let's say in your case, graphics, it's just not worth it. It takes too much time, with me it's usually like all the automation systems and, I helped today a client build, just literally set up an Acuity scheduling software that she was still on a pen and paper, and you know what, this woman will not know herself in 3-4 weeks time when she gets everything set up and all these things are automatically coming in, the reminders and everything. This is going to be new era in her life.
Yes, I think we both want to help. Yes, I see the similarity right as you're talking. We want to help people bring it together because it's so sad when you have a client or you see somebody and they're not doing what they love or what they really want to do because of something simple like that. Or they want to put their website up and put a sales button up. I just love watching and supporting people to get through those little details so they can slowly get to where they want to. Not slowly, let's say like overnight success. No,
that's the best type of guy. That's what works for me. Usually when somebody tells me, Juliet, go and do something, I not necessarily it's the best way, but I know that when somebody says, okay, let's do it together, share screen and we'll do it together, I just need to start because then I'm off. But well, it depends on what area. But so sometimes I find people that I connect with really appreciate that you're not just giving them a direction.
No, because you can't just tell someone go do that. Sometimes, especially with tech in the online world, I feel you need a little more support. You need actual like moral support, tech support, coaching. You need the whole thing, or you'll stay still and stay frustrated. But there's people like you and I that can help people.
Exactly.
And it's so exciting to
And the choice is simple, guys. Whoever you resonate with most. And that's how it works, because we all, like, we there is no, like, I believe in very generous, let's say, free trainings and things like that. Because, if somebody needs me, the training alone wouldn't cut it. They will need my help. But it's about connecting on a personal level. It's about our stories connecting and we are creating the synergy then working together. And that's why I believe that there's so many people. I never, let's say, I would never have that kind of mindset not to invite somebody like Sky and myself. We're almost in the same in the same domain here, but this is what makes it more interesting because you have so much choice.
Well, there's like so many people on the planet, and it's really, like you said, it's about I have a client and we always say we co-create. Because she will bounce something off of me and I'll be like, whoa, and then I can implement it and create the graphic or create the whatever she's thinking in her head, and it's just such a beautiful experience, right? And it depends on who you connect with.
Exactly. It's only possible.
With me is not going to connect with you and vice versa.
That's right. And that's why I'm such a big fan. And I love how you started this interview when you said, that you have a talent with helping people connect to their ideal client, because that's how you create the connection that makes two of you so happy working together, so happy, both of you, and it just becomes a new thing. You're actually co-creating your new life, basically.
Yes, and because I'm into the whole art thing, it goes along with expression, right? And sometimes it takes channeling that creative side to be able to help someone express what they want. I mean, I've worked with clients, and I've literally just been typing away as they're talking, and then being able to push that content out it's an amazing thing.
Isn't it? It's brilliant, guys. If you feel so fulfilled working with your clients like we do, you made it. That's what I have to say. Sky, where can people follow you? Where can they find you before we wrap up? Let's invite them.
You can join my Facebook group. If you go to my profile, just click my name, and my cover photo clicks into my Intuitive Brand Art personal branding group on Facebook. So a bunch of personal brand owners are in there. It's an amazing community. You can also go to skymarcano.com and you can look around. It's fun to look at. And then you can scroll down and pick up a free brand clarity booklet. It's an instant download. So if you want to get started with getting clear on your personal branding, you can pick that up.
Perfect. Guys, Thank you so much for watching this. Sky Marcalo, an intuitive brand artist and a social media business mentor. Definitely go check her out. Download that guide. Clarity is where the magic starts happening. It's all about that. Sky, thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week with Show Up, Stand Out. But if you want to follow both of us on our personal profiles, there is so much content that you will not ever regret it. So we will see you there, and bye everybody.